Hello and welcome back to Jack's Jam. Today we'll be talking about Ibra and whether he'll be staying or not. In the news lately, Mourinho's been talking about how he's possibly opening to sign Ibra again, and I just want to sort of give my opinion on whether I agree with this, whether I think it'd suit United to get him back, whether I think they may be better to just leave him and just go on with it. So, agreeing with it and saying yes, I believe that obviously Mourinho might think he needs experience up top, like it's a bit of a gamble to pay 75 million for Lukaku, and if it doesn't pay off, then I suppose you can rely on him because he was a proven goal scorer last season when he got 17 in 27 games. So obviously the question is whether you'd replace him, sort of thing, whether it's worth looking for a replacement really, and do you want to get rid of such a proven goal scorer in the Premier League? Also, another reason possibly to agree with it is, like I said, needing the experience up top, but also because Lukaku, not only they in the league, not only they in the cups that they always are in every year, but they're in the Champions League as well. Obviously, they're going to be playing week in, week out, like on the Wednesday, on the Saturday, and the following Wednesday possibly, maybe getting a week off in between, but still, it's going to be still quite high-pressured sort of football. So possibly it might be difficult to just expect Lukaku up front on his own sort of thing to play every single week. But then again, you could argue you've got the likes of Rashford and Martial to fill them places. However, they are sort of inexperienced, and if they are relied upon and Ibra doesn't get signed on, then maybe they're not as experienced in the Premier League. They're maybe not as experienced in playing up front in the one up front that Mourinho wants to play. So maybe Ibra will be more suited to that. So although it would be great for Martial and Rashford to get game time, maybe it might not be best to rely on them as a Man United supporter or a Man United fan, or Mourinho might not want to rely on him as much because obviously they're not as experienced as Zlatan up front, and obviously with Champions League games that might not be the best option to go with someone who isn't as experienced as you'd like. So and another good reason is obviously last year, without his goals, his 17 goals in his 27 games that he played, they would not be hardly anywhere near where they finished in the end. They would certainly not have won Europa League, although they won the final without him, obviously. And obviously he sort of dug United out of a bit of a hole last year, kind of thing, because they certainly wouldn't have done as well with his goals. Like I said, obviously he had a good relationship with Paul Pogba. Obviously you could tell between them both they had a good relationship, and Pogba wanted to locate Zlatan on the pitch as much as possible. Zlatan, you could see clearly in his passes where he looked up, he always thought Pogba was the man to find him, sort of thing. And obviously Pogba's was a lot of money, and Man United maybe still haven't really seen what they wanted to with Paul Pogba. Maybe still expected more. I think I would as a Man United fan. I'd expect more from Paul Pogba, and possibly Zlatan's the only man that maybe is going to bring out the best of Paul Pogba, possibly. So obviously that's the reason to keep Zlatan Ibrahimovic at Man United, because he'll do well with Paul Pogba, because it worked well, and possibly with other players sort of peeling off them as well, like Mkhitaryan did well last season, which will allow Martial and Rashford to get more games as well, sort of thing. So not only will be them two as well, but obviously Zlatan you feel would be the catalyst to Man United's season again, maybe next year possibly. Obviously rumours against this, there's quite strong ones, because Zlatan he's on a big wage. Rumours are last year, 367 grand a week last year at Man United. Now obviously that's a lot, that goes without saying. And obviously he's 35 years old. And that goes without saying that's a bit of a punt on a 35-year-old, because you'd like to assume that if he's going to stay on, he'd obviously his wage will increase. You'd like to think to more than 367, maybe 400 grand a week, and that's ridiculous money for a 35-year-old. Obviously, I know he's got his goals, but obviously it's a massive punt. And do Man United fans really want their money to be going to that? I'm not sure. Another reason not to sign him, not to keep him on, is maybe because Mourinho's tactic, and most good clubs in the Premier League, or playing one up front. And obviously you can't play both Lukaku and Ibrahimovic on too many frequent occasions, and you'd think that after signing Lukaku for 75 million, Mourinho's got the idea, of playing Lukaku at every possible opportunity. So that won't give Ibrahimovic much of a look in. And obviously that questions Man United fans whether they want to be paying someone this amount of money, this age, for a striker who isn't going to be playing every week. And obviously, to add to him not playing, is the fact that he's currently injured. Like, he's 9 months. He got a 9-month injury in April, which means, he won't be back until December or January, and obviously he'll be 36 when he is back. So obviously, there's a big chunk of the season he's going to be missing. You'd like to think, you would like to think that this offer that he will accept will only be a 1 year. So basically, he'd be paying extra money for an older player that won't play and will also only be fit for at most half of the season. So that's obviously not the best decisions. And another reason to go against it, I'd say, is it probably would halt the development of Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford possibly, because obviously they're young. They've got bags of potential, and they will be the ones that want to fill in the spaces of Lukaku when he's injured, suspended, and he's resting, because Man United are playing too many frequent games with cups and with the leagues. So they want to be the ones to step in, not someone who's quite old sort of thing. He's proven, yeah, but that isn't going to help Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial, because obviously it was clear they didn't want to play out wide last year. They weren't half as good out wide last year as they were up front. So I think if Mourinho wants to keep him happy and keep him developing, keep him getting better, I think he's going to want to play him up front. And obviously having Ibra at the club as well isn't going to help him get as much game time as they would if he wasn't at the club. So obviously, and then obviously another reason is because last season comparing Lukaku and Ibrahimovic, Ibra hasn't got the pace. Obviously, he has got the strength, but he hasn't got the pace Lukaku's got. So obviously, Man United have to adapt their gameplay next season like they did last year to suit Ibrahimovic. They have to play the ball to his feet. They can't expect him to do too much running, too much movement, like too much pace, like run around too much. He's 35 years old, he's getting on a bit. He's not going to sprint around like Lukaku will be. He's not going to be as eager. He's not going to put himself about as much as Lukaku is. Plus the injuries he's got back from, he might be a bit cautious about that when he does get back from his injury. So obviously that's another reason, because Man United will have to adapt to their gameplay again of getting the ball to his feet. Obviously he's the centre of focus. Everything has to be towards him. He'd be their best player. Pogba, possibly, although it was a good relationship he had with Pogba's, last season I think most Man United players expected him to be a bit further forwards, and obviously he wouldn't be able to do that. He wouldn't be able to fulfil what the Man United fans expect of him if he's going to be playing the same sort of football he did last year, playing the ball to Zlatan sort of thing, like not really having the best season like they probably hope he will have. So it'll be the same sort of thing for him again. So overall, I'd say I wouldn't keep him on if I was Mourinho. I don't think he'll get the game time. I don't think fans will appreciate it, because obviously he won't get the game time. He'll be paying him a lot of money. He's an old guy. They won't be able to see young talent of Martial and Marcus Rashford out there. They'll see Ibrahimovic out there again possibly, and maybe, although he's scored goals, but that's not really looking for the future for Man United fans sort of thing. And although he's obviously experienced in the Champions League, yet still he's going to be older than he ever has been in the Champions League. And he's going to be older than he ever has been, and he won't even play the majority of the season because he'll be injured. So personally, I think there's a lot of reasons to go against the decision of keeping Zlatan, and I think it's time for him to move on, or at least not stay at Man United anymore, where there's a team that have got potential in the youngsters and have just gone and signed a new striker anyway. That's basically the price tag has told him he's going to play every week. So okay, so that's my opinion. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and follow everything in the description, and don't forget to comment and retweet on Twitter. Thank you and goodbye.